I think I'm just brunette because of the books.
And everyone knows blondes are nicer anyway.
Blake Lively has had issues with many celebrities, both past and present, and you won't believe some of the names on this list. Before Ryan Reynolds and Blake Lively were a thing, he was married to Scarlett Johansson in 2008 before splitting in 2010. Do you know what also happened in 2010? The filming of Green Lantern featuring none other than Ryan and Blake. The filming started in March 2010 and ended in August 2010. People on set said they could feel the chemistry between Ryan and Blake, which was intense. They were giggly and flirty and had non-stop touching with each other on that set. The crazy thing about this is that they were both in relationships then, with Blake dating Penn Badgley and Ryan being married to Scarlett. Their press tour for Green Lantern clearly showed that Ryan and Blake had something going on between them. Even though they claimed to be just friends, they spent lots of time alone together, and Ryan once said he knew he crossed a line. 3 months after the press tour, Blake broke up with Penn. In the same month, Ryan announced his split from Scarlett, who said Ryan was never home towards the end of their marriage. However, Scarlett once spoke about the implications of being with a fellow actor without mentioning names, saying, "The logistics of being with another actor are challenging, especially when two people's careers are going at the same rate. Even if one person is more successful than the other, that also proves challenging. There may be a competitive thing." Since she's now married to Colin Jost, who has a different profession, it's believed that the actress was referring to Ryan. However, Scarlett also said that competition can affect a relationship with a fellow actor, and it was rumored that it was one of the reasons she and Ryan divorced. In 2010, a source told Daily Mail an unconfirmed report that says Ryan can be an overbearing control freak. He's more traditional and she's more independent. The speculations revealed that Ryan didn't like to see Scarlett become more successful than he was. And with It Ends With Us drama and how Ryan rewrote some of the dialogue, people are beginning to connect the dots that he might like controlling his partner's business. The rumors got even crazier after a waitress claimed to have seen Ryan and Blake have a romantic dinner in December 2010. The waitress said, "It was just the two of them and they were laughing and flirting. It looked like a date. If you didn't know who they were, you would assume they were a couple." This and many other reasons are why people strongly believe Blake was behind Scarlett and Ryan's split. Although the parties involved have never admitted to these allegations, Ryan and Blake spoke about some exciting things they did before they started dating. Ryan mentioned that it happened a year after Green Lantern. The actor said, "We were buddies then. I remember it was funny because we were both single. We went on a double date. She was on a date with another guy, and I was on a date with another girl." So the official story is that they were never romantically involved until they both left their exes and realized they were in love with each other. But despite this, the allegations aren't going away because a writer for Glamour and Vice, Kat Marnell, recently dropped a bombshell that Ryan did cheat on Scarlett with Blake. In a now deleted tweet, Kat said, "Fun fact, Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds hooked up when RR was still married to ScarJo and holed up in a NOLA hotel room during the Green Lantern." Another fun fact is that they filmed Green Lantern in New Orleans, where the writer claimed that they had become romantic with each other. Kat followed this up by saying Blake and Ryan crushed these stories from getting out by threatening the reporters involved. Although being friends with an ex's partner is rare, Scarlett doesn't like Blake even though they both work in the same industry. But then it's been speculated that their soured relationship is deeper than that, which means it has more to do with the alleged cheating scandal. An insider said there is a lingering tension between Blake and Scarlett as they intentionally avoid each other by making sure they aren't at the same place at the same time. It has also been speculated that Scarlett hates Blake for being the reason her marriage with Ryan ended. Henry Golding may not have had any direct issues with Blake Lively while working together on the set of A Simple Favor, but he was under a lot of pressure, which he admitted to.
Anna Kendricks and Blake Lively had a feud while filming A Simple Favor?
I think they got on pretty reasonably well, I think.
The actor stars alongside Anna Kendrick and Blake, and there was a lot of alleged tension between the two actresses on set, despite playing complicated best friends in the film. Henry revealed that he grew up admiring Anna and Blake on screen and was very nervous to work with them. He said, "It was quite a small set. It's easy to get very nervous about it, and there were certain days where I was like, well, what am I doing? Why am I here?" But he eventually got along, but questioned his confidence many times because he was intimidated by the two actresses. While Henry's encounter with Blake might have a lot to do with his adoration for the actress and being nervous when he finally got the chance There have been rumors that it's also because Anna and Blake didn't get along on set, making Henry uncomfortable. Henry was asked about the rift between the two actresses in an interview, and even though he replied that they got on well with each other, he seemed pretty terrified talking about it as he didn't sound very sure. So that brings us to another celebrity who has dissed Blake in the past. It appears there was a massive feud between Anna and Blake while on the set of A Simple Favor, which is crazy because they went back on set to film the film's sequel, which wrapped up in April 2024. The rumors started when they were filming in September 2017, and the clash was said to have originated when Anna was making fun of Taylor Swift, which didn't go well with Blake, who's Taylor's best friend.
I met Blake a few times through Ryan on that film.
Got it.
And thought she seemed nice, and little did I know.
Yeah. How quickly do you...
Don't touch me.
Anna has also been reported to be rude to people and staff in the service industry, which makes it possible that she may have insulted Taylor in Blake's presence.
Oh, Muffin, it's so hard being you.
No, but like I really would really like to be a Disney princess.
I'm sure that dream will come true.
I'm sure there's
because a dream
Disney...
is a wish your heart made.
According to a podcaster who claimed they were informed by someone who worked on the set, Blake and Anna also clashed over displaying cleavages on the poster. Anna, in particular, was competitive with Blake and was constantly asking to make sure she got more promotion than Blake, and even made us Photoshop her cleavage in the Simple Favor poster to be as big or bigger than Blake's. Then, in an interview, they had a moment that shows all might not be well with the co-stars in their body language.
Like smooth as pie. It should be smooth as silk or whatever.
Easy as pie.
Yeah,
Right.
and smooth as silk. But my mom, I think, is a very confident person, and so for me, yeah, I sort of like struggled with that.
Although the two actresses follow each other on Instagram, Anna is glad the social media has functions where she can mute people. As she hinted, she already muted Blake.
I've muted some people. Now that it's a function on Twitter and Instagram, there's a couple people that I have muted.
Good.
Yeah.
Further details started coming out about their time on the set of A Simple Favor, with the screenshot shared by the worker confirming that Anna and Blake hated each other and weren't speaking by the end of the filming. They began acting like enemies, but the studio had to talk to them and tell them to act like friends while on their tour, which didn't seem to help because many more words were exchanged in a playful manner that people took seriously. Although Anna may have been joking, it didn't seem like it when they had another interview with BuzzFeed. In that interview, they spoke about a call time change that left Anna waiting an hour for Blake to arrive, and Anna said, "That was the day I decided I hated you. We were all talking trash about you." And she repeated something similar to her face again while they were on a press tour. However, all these feuds may have been put to rest now that they got to work together again on the sequel of A Simple Favor. Blake also had a bitter relationship with her Gossip Girl co-star Leighton Meester. Although they weren't enemies who hated each other, they weren't just best of friends like the show's fans would have loved, and there were many instances where they clashed on set over random things like costumes and even screen time. The feud was said to have started when none of the ladies didn't want to be outshined and wanted to be the main focus in the show's final seasons. Then, there was another drama over outfits where Blake was angry that Leighton got an increased wardrobe budget. Blake felt she had the most success outside Gossip Girl and was annoyed that such important details were carried out without her notice. The show's executive producer, Joshua Safran, later spoke on their relationship in 2017, saying, "Blake and Leighton were not friends. They were friendly, but not friends like Serena and Blair." Joshua added that they both have different personalities and no major conflict was involved. However, rumors revealed they started avoiding each other at a time on set, and their castmates had to take sides. Although the royal princess, Kate Middleton, didn't diss Blake Lively, it was the other way around when Blake made fun of Kate over the alleged photoshopped image. During this period, Blake posted a photoshopped image of herself lounging by a pool to promote her cocktail company, which she later apologized for after Kate revealed she had been battling with cancer. Penn Badgley was also romantically involved with Blake after their relationship blossomed on the set of Gossip Girl. Although they shared some adorable moments such as Blake getting Penn his first iPhone and saving him from drinking because she doesn't drink, the relationship ended sadly. However, Penn was heartbroken, and filming with his ex-girlfriend almost destroyed him. After filming, Penn remained in a dark state of mind, saying half of his belongings were in a trash bag. His wife, Domino Kirk, confirmed he was a little lost and trying to find himself when she met him. Penn called the period he was stuck with Blake on the set of Gossip Girl for 6 years as X's an endurance test. Leonardo DiCaprio had a fascinating history with Blake Lively before everything went south. The Titanic actor is famously known to date ladies below 25 years of age, and his type of lovers are usually Victoria's Secret models. While Blake isn't a model, she was 24 when she dated Leonardo. Although the relationship didn't last more than 5 months, they had lots of fun as they were captured going on dates and vacations multiple times. It was also reported that they had a weird relationship where Blake would always send Leonardo pictures of a doll to express her feelings. These pictures never made it to the media, and that type of communication between them isn't well understood, but random images of dolls can sometimes be creepy. However, the issue started when Leonardo wanted to get more serious about the relationship by proposing to settle down with Blake, and Blake wasn't ready. An insider told Us Weekly details behind the breakup, saying Blake wasn't ready to move to the next level. It was just too much too quickly. Blake wasn't ready to settle down. Sadly, the breakup shook Leonardo, affecting him while on set for The Great Gatsby. Due to the heartbreak, he locked himself in his trailer and refused to come out. This frustrated Leonardo and the film's director, Baz Luhrmann, at the time, and affected their working relationship on that set. Soon after that, Blake started officially dating Ryan Reynolds and went ahead to get married to the actor. However, another problem resulted from this in 2016. When Blake and Leo came across each other at the Amphare Gala in New York with Ryan in attendance, they were too happy to see each other and teased each other in front of Ryan. The source at the venue said that Leo would wink and smile anytime Blake went around him. Even though Blake tried very hard to avoid Leo's stares, they both couldn't hide their sloppiness in the presence of Ryan, who was furious. The source mentioned that Ryan warned Blake to stop looking at Leo, but she couldn't help it. It was also pointed out that Ryan was jealous but didn't want Leo to be aware since he shares a powerful bond with his wife Blake. After that episode, there was little to no encounter between Leo and Blake except that they've grown apart since they have very different lives now, and Blake is happily married. But Leo has publicly shown that he isn't because she's too focused on maintaining a particular public image. It might be strange to find Zendaya on this list, but they had a moment at the Michael Kors fashion show where it seems Zendaya was throwing shades at Blake and Emily Blunt, according to body language experts. Emily reacted to this alleged subtle shade by Zendaya.
I was worried that she was flashing her vagina, so it might have been something to do with that. Zendaya doesn't look very happy though with our jokes.
Zendaya replied to the speculations with a tweet saying, "I was looking at the runway." Speaking about subtle shades, Blake's It Ends With Us co-star Brandon Sklenar also threw a shade at Blake when he said he couldn't talk about what made it easy for him to fall in love with her on set. When Blake pushed him to speak, he said,
I could tell you it's...
You could say like really nice things.
I'm just a really good actor, you know? I'm a really good actor. Everything was really challenging with Blake.
Then Blake added that Brandon preferred rehearsing with a mirror than with her, which is funny. The last celebrity on this list is Justin Baldoni. Although he hasn't directly dissed Blake, the recent drama surrounding It Ends With Us and the actor hiring a PR crisis manager says a lot. But he also sent a subtle message when he said he won't be directing It Starts With Us.
I think there are better people for that one. I think Blake Lively's ready to direct. That's what I think.
Apparently, Justin was trying hard to be professional about their alleged feud over directing and taking charge of their recent production.